Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. And so here we are here. Barcelona has tied against Juventus 2-2, and now we have won 2 games and we have tied 1, which was against Juventus, with 2 goals coming from Dembele. We have won in Dallas. We have yet again put on another show for the fans in Dallas, and I hope that everyone that was there, that did attend that game, did greatly enjoy that match. Of course, Barcelona always want to bring the best material, the best entertaining performances in the US, and we saw exactly that. Even though it was a 2-2, Barcelona still played amazing. Now, this was a very important game, and it was very important because we needed to see some answers. Like, I'm not going to be talking about how Barcelona performed as a collective, what's our style of play, how did these players perform in their set roles. We're not going to be talking about that because everything here that we have been seeing in the past 3 games has all been trial and error and nothing else. We just want to see what works and what doesn't, which is why we do see a very different starting 11 in almost every 35 minutes of the game. So it was a very entertaining game. I'm not going to be judging on how Barcelona performed as a collective. The preseason is used to understand things much better. Like, by the time Barcelona do get into that game against Manchester City, that is when we should start to see consistency. We start to see momentum, but as of now, not yet. Barcelona have clearly upped their tempo against Juventus, and our press was also extremely solid, and I do believe that in time it will be more refined. But let's talk about the things that did not stick with us through this game, and especially within the first 45 minutes. But first, before we go into any of this, I do want to have our sponsor show up in this video. So I did want to get a little up close and personal on this so you guys can see my shirt. You see here, it does say Spotify. You know, it's my Barcelona shirt right here. Looks amazing, right? Top quality. Just look at how I look. You see my muscles and everything. And I'm gonna show you guys the other shirts that I do have that the website did send me. So now we do have this one. This is the Manchester City shirt. Looks, again, amazing. Just look at that. It looks like the real shirt, which is freaking crazy. I just can't believe that I have these with me right now. But I really want to thank Camisetas Fútbol for all of this, for sending this out. Again, if you guys want to have shirts like this for a very, very reasonable price, you can. So there is going to be a link down below. It's going to take you straight there. And if you want 10% off on any order or any shirt, you can so by using the code that is also going to be provided down there below. And I'm also going to be showing you guys just one more shirt. And so this is the final one. This is the Ajax one. This is not a real shirt, by the way. This is like something that has been made by some other people, but this is not like an official shirt that Ajax does put out there. But look at this. It's amazing, right? It's just an amazing design. You can't find this anywhere else. You can only find it at Camisetas Fútbol. Again, the link will be down there below if you want 10% off on any shirt. And even again, with a reasonable price, it's gonna be worth it. I think you guys will love it. Just use the code that I will be providing down there below, and I hope it does help you guys. And I hope you guys do enjoy these shirts because they are amazing. And another thing is that this website, Camisetas Fútbol, they can also ship these shirts that you guys see here, like this one if you guys want this one, since I know that this is a Barcelona YouTube channel. For those of you guys who do live in Spain, and also for the people who live in the USA, where I'm from, you guys are going to be able to have free shipping, which is going to be crazy, right? So again, I hope you guys do enjoy it. It is the plug. You guys do not have to spend 130, 145 euros or dollars, wherever you guys are from, for a shirt like this. This feels great. It almost feels like the real one. As a matter of fact, it does feel like the real one, and it's for a very reasonable price. So again, I hope you guys really do enjoy it. Thank you again to everybody. Now let's get back into the video. Okay, so let's start with this, right? Let's talk about this starting 11. And there are 3 players that I do want to point out, and we are going to be revolving around. It is going to be Aubameyang, Nico Gonzalez, and Sergi Roberto. Starting with Aubameyang. I do not think that Aubameyang should be a winger no more. Like, I don't think that he has the capacity to even be there. Like, I do think that he is quick for a number 9, but it is just not enough for a left winger or a right winger. Like, as a left winger in Barcelona, you need to be able to stretch the defense, have a lot of volume on creating a lot of opportunities like Dembele and Ansu and Ferran Torres and Rafinha. But Aubameyang looked extremely uncomfortable on that left side. He had no control of the ball every time he did receive a long ball. So it does look very likely that Aubameyang is going to continue to be used as a plan B, the second option behind Lewandowski. And it's crazy to me, right? Like, when it comes to Xavi Hernandez and his selection, like, if you were not planning on using Ansu Fati because we did not have Ferran Torres available because he is injured, then why didn't you you not put Memphis Depay, who clearly knows how to play as a left winger? He can give you so much more on the left side, and especially within the first 25 minutes. He probably could have easily scored you a goal in the first 25 minutes with Dembele also creating chaos on that right side. There was no reason for Aubameyang to ever play in that position. Moving on towards the next player, and that is going to be Nico Gonzalez. You guys know exactly where we are going to go with this. Nico Gonzalez is clearly not a interior, and especially for FC Barcelona. He's just not. He's not a central midfielder. He deserves to be in the pivot position. Every time he did receive the ball in those first 45 minutes, he had no idea what to do next. Like, when you are a interior in FC Barcelona, you are expected to create. When you receive the ball that high up the pitch, you are expected to create a lot of opportunities. Nico Gonzalez cannot really give you that. Pedri, Gavi, Kessie, Frankie, they all have answers once they do receive the ball that high up the pitch. Nico Gonzalez does not give you that. He is very stale and he looks completely confused. So Nico does deserve and is always meant to be as a pivot, the central defensive midfielder for FC Barcelona, where Busquets does play and nothing more. Nico should never ever touch where Pedri and Gavi do play, and especially playing that high up the field. Like in the past 2 games, he looked phenomenal. He was productive. He was efficient. He created a lot of interceptions. But against Juventus, you might as well could have just placed Ricky Puig, even though he wasn't there. So this is one of the reasons on why Barcelona struggled to create in the midfield. It just looked very dysfunctional. We lacked the creativity. And again, going back to Xavi Hernandez, by now you should know that you have enough talent. You have enough options in the midfield to create something massive. You have too much technical quality. You have it between Pedri, Gavi, Frankie, Kessie, and so much more. There was no reason to have Nico in those positions. Moving on towards the next player, and that is going to be Sergi Roberto. Now, I do not know if Roberto had a one-off game, and within this game he had a terrible game, and that this was only going to be his only terrible game as a right back, but in this game, he was horrible. Like, he was getting smashed from behind by Cuadrado and Di Maria. Like, they were running through that guy. Like, there is a reason on why Sergi Roberto was left out and got kicked out and subbed out on the 32nd minute. It is because Xavi Hernandez knew that Juventus were probably going to be scoring and finding 1 to 2 goals on Barcelona's right side. That is because Sergi Roberto was incapable to handle Di Maria and Cuadrado. So again, I do not know if this was a one-off for Sergi Roberto. Maybe he continues to get better and better game by game as a right back, or it's just never meant to be for him to play as a right back. If it's not meant to be, if Sergi Roberto truly cannot understand how to perform as a right back in this Barcelona team, and especially under Xavi Hernandez, then he should be a player that should be considered as a option number 6 in the midfield and nothing more. Like, if Gavi, Pedri, Frankie, Kessie, Nico, Busquets is injured, you place Sergi Roberto. So in my opinion, Xavi Hernandez had a lot of things wrong in this starting 11, from the defense to the midfield and maybe a little bit on the attack. The main reason why the attack was kind of like made up and why I would give Xavi more credit on the attacking side, it is because of Dembele. And so let's move away from the negative points and these critiques, and let's talk about what did happen that was phenomenal on that night. And we are going to be again talking about Dembele. Dembele basically gave a response to Xavi to say that I should be starting on this right side. Like, if you were to tell me or ask me yesterday or 2 days ago on who should be starting on that right side, I probably would have told you Rafinha. But now seeing how Dembele scored these goals and how he took down 3 to 4 players in each play, not in total, but in each play, and how he took down again 3 to 4 players and scored those goals, smashed the ball behind the net. Dembele is a monster. His quickness, his ability to shift direction, it is just so monstrous. Like, he is truly becoming what many of us have been projecting for him to be under Xavi Hernandez. We have to remember, back in November of 2021, Xavi did say that he believes that he can make Dembele the best in the world in his position. We are seeing exactly that. We look at the first goal and we saw him take down about 3 to 4 players, shoot the ball into the bottom left corner, and it was a golazo. The crowd was going crazy and screaming Dembele's name. And then immediately after that, he did like some sort of like sleeping celebration, basically a response towards the backlash of like all these people saying that Dembele is not going to make it at Barcelona, that he's an injury prone. And then Dembele's like, I'm gonna sleep on this. I'm gonna just sleep on it. I'm gonna sleep fine. I don't care what you guys are saying. I'm happy. I'm gonna just continue to do me. But I like this situation that is going on. I like this headache. I like the fact that I have to continue every night and think about who should be that player to start on that right side. Rafinha and Dembele are really making a strong case on why they should be starting, and they are battling it out on the right side. They are a leading example, my friends, on how every position should be. Hopefully, the next position that we can talk about when it comes to who should be starting in that position is the left wing position. For Ansu and Ferran Torres to really give out great displays, and for us to have a hard time to understand who should be starting on that left side. I really want to see that between Ansu and Ferran Torres. But that's basically it, right? There's really not much else to say about Barcelona Barcelona's collective performance because we saw many substitutions. There was not enough data for us to understand, okay, what's the style of play here? What's going to be the set role of these players? Did these players play well in the roles? They did not really have enough minutes for us to commentate on. We saw Ansu Fati, Memphis, they all came in. Frankie, right, has yet to play in the midfield and continues to play as a center back. It really makes you wonder what could happen to Frankie and his future with this club. You better bet that maybe in the future Mundo or Sport or like any of these other media outlets from Spain are going to come out with stories about how Xavi does not trust on Frankie de Jong, that he wants to shift his position as a center back or whatever because he believes that Gavi and Pedri and Kessie are all much better than Frankie de Jong, and Pablo Torre is on the come up and whatever, right? We're probably going to be hearing so many stories, but it is very concerning. This preseason is telling us a lot about where Frankie does stand in Xavi's mind. But that is going to be wrapping up today's Barcelona post-match review. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are new here, welcome to the channel. Please like, subscribe, comment, and I will see you guys in the next video.